Hello?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? National debt, 28 trillion, 363 billion, 974 billion.
And he said, I'll meet you outside. The great murder is three guys in straight racing. Not a joke.
That guy's our president. And welcome to Civil Intercourse. Hey, we are working on setting up a network. We're working on getting a lot of cool things going. We're going to be setting up channels. We're looking for other content creators to be setting up different shows and different just pages, Facebook type pages within a network. We're looking at a network that we're planning on putting up. It's looking pretty cool, actually. It's like having a Facebook. We're still going to participate with Facebook as much as they let us. They're making me do a bunch of political advertisement authorizations for me to be able to put advertisements up for my podcast. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I have to send my ID and they want to verify my address and all sorts of fun stuff. So interesting Facebook. I'm not political. I talk about politics. This podcast, we're going to talk about music. I mean, I might come on one day. I mean, nobody's listening right now, so it doesn't matter. But this podcast is going to do whatever we want to do. We might show up and start talking about baking stuff. I mean, I've thought about it a couple times. I mean, I've recorded quite a few podcasts on different subjects. I maybe should have put them out, but there were some imperfections and things, and I'm still working through those. So I don't post everything that I produce. I'm just still working the kinks out, but I wanted to get stuff out that really does matter. And yeah, just getting that network up, starting to work on prison reform, starting to work on criminal justice reform, and that means supporting law enforcement in training and resources, as well as getting our rules of engagement in check and getting our our court systems and everything in check. So joining a lot of groups, had a weird interaction on a Facebook group. I'm going to have to be careful when I'm rolling into these, because I'm coming in like, hey, let's discuss this, the pros and cons, and find solutions. And I rolled into one, and I think it was more of a group where everyone's friends or family or somebody that's in prison, and they're feeling like pretty raw, because it was a weird meme. They were comparing Auschwitz to American prisons, and it was just kind of, it was a meme. So I responded to the meme and got a lot of weird just interactions, and I kept just saying, hey, I'm not your enemy, slow your roll, whatever, to this person. But they were not like really grasping what I was saying, because all I said was, if there's a fair trial, I don't have a problem with the death penalty. Like, I don't care if you gas them or put a bullet in them, whatever. But the problem is we don't have fair trials a lot of times. And I did defend the fact that I do know fair trials happen, but man, I know that's the thing. You have to articulate like half a paragraph, and that's why I got to stay away from that. Like, I got to put some handcuffs on my thumbs and only talk in the podcast where I can expand and be a little more intricate with my thought process, and just because just saying like I said, they took that as I don't know anything about criminal justice, and so I got to be careful when I'm going into these groups but trying to grow it. But as I'm reaching out, I mean, I got to dip it in, and maybe it's going to get messy. It's a messy subject, but we need change, and we need people. That was one thing though that kind of weirded me out, is I felt like because I was pro death penalty, it was not any of my thoughts weren't welcome, and I kind of messed up. I said emotions to this person, and this person happened to be female who was interacting with me. There were multiple people, but she was saying that she kept going, you're saying ad hominems, you're saying this, you're saying that. And I was just kind of trying to say, like, I don't play that crap. Like, you start talking to me like that, like, I just know you got told you've been practicing how to discredit what someone says and their opinion and their thought and whatever they're saying. Like, I literally commented on a meme. It was really like that not serious. It was that chill and mellow, like, hey, hey, it's fair. Is trials fair? All right, I'm good with the death penalty. I don't care. That's, taken as, I don't care for prison conditions. I don't care for the harsh sentencing that we have in a lot of cases. A lot of laws that have been changed where we haven't gone back and revisited and let people out. So, yeah, a lot of things where we haven't went back and tested DNA, where we actually have a database now where we might be able to get more people off. There's just it's a slow process to a lot of these things that we know we need to be doing and getting going, and it's just not going. But, yeah, definitely we're going to get that network going and, be getting into those topics and getting into those subjects and expanding. And like I said, staying on Facebook, getting into these groups, trying to build a network, and just to keep myself focused that we're trying to build quality over quantity. We're not trying to build the massive amount of users and a massive audience. It's about building a network of people who are actually focused on tangible, actionable goals for the problems that we've been having in society recently. Like, we got our kids and our grandkids out here marching and doing all this stuff and being focused and feeling like they're victims, feeling like they can't succeed in America, and feeling like people are looking at them a certain way. And we got to stop that. We got to we're not going to stop. Like, you can't legislate people's hearts and minds as much as people are trying to do right now. You can't. It's not going to happen. But the more of us that discuss, the more people that go, the more that it becomes normal. And we were doing great and we were going roll. I don't know why people are trying to revert back and separate now and saying we need separate spaces and we need to blend and keep rolling and doing what we're going to do. We're all going to be like a nice, warm, like cool, bright brown at some point anyway, when it all boils down at the end of it. So whatever you think, that's really how it's going to end. So just everyone needs to chill out and relax and be good individuals, be kind neighbors, and get your butt over to civilcast.net and drop us your email, and I'll be setting up that network. And as soon as it pops up, I'll send an invite out to everybody who's gone to civilcast.net and given me your email. And hey, stop in and give me a sound file, a 1-minute sound file. Even if you think I'm crazy and you don't like me, just say whatever you need to say, but keep it on topic to something: debt, taxes, prison reform, police reform, music. We definitely need to start doing some podcasts on music. My Spotify casts were the ones that I really was excited about doing. More of a radio show style thing, having some guests in. That's the other thing, I'm lining up guests. And we're going to get that rocking very, very soon. Start getting together with coaches, starting to get together with musicians, start to get together with educators, start to get together with hopefully some politicians if they'll sit down with me. And I want to start trying to host the debates, which was the original idea that I had. And the biggest drawback, and people say do it on Zoom, but I don't want to do Zoom. I want to do face-to-face conversations. It's different when inorganic, when you're looking someone eye to eye. They're human, and it's easy on the screen to digitize them and be like they're a character. Because sometimes when I get blowback, like, I'm surprised how many times people just assume a bunch of things about me, and I'm sure everyone out there has dealt with this online. You say something and then they just throw you, oh, that means you're in this box and all these are checked, and now, yeah. And then they start telling you things like that you didn't even say. And it's very, it's very interesting. Just the immediate jump to accusatory mode, where instead of going, hey, why would you say that? Like, or what are you thinking? What's your thought process? Just a genuine, hey, even if you come back, because I know online's kind of become snarky. That came from Twitter until they loved it until it got turned back around on the originators of it. But I do miss Twitter. I miss hashtag games. But yeah, who knows? We'll see how this network goes. I'm giving it a trial, and as soon as it's starting to look good, it looks like I can't put my own video and host it up data, but I can still put it up on YouTube and all the other Rumble and those new ones. There's like quite a few other avenues you can post it up at, and we'll be able to get the video link up, and it'll work fine. But just being able to control the network as far as who the members are, we can be able to host trainings on different various things. People can set up their own groups with their own topics, similar to Facebook. Like basically, a group is basically similar to a page within the Facebook, but it's our thing. I think it's an interesting service, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to test the limit of it here the next couple of weeks on the trial and see what we think. But yeah, you guys stay safe out there. Stay good to yourselves, and most of all, yeah. I know. I started thinking, literally, like, should I just end this out? I was about to do all my, hey, you guys take care and blah, blah, blah. But
I think it's great.
Well, thank you, but I don't know.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Okay. So, the president, and I'm not even he's talking a lot. He said the biggest problem that we have facing us right now is white supremacy. And I think we should talk about that. I don't think I agree. And I don't think that is the way to responsibly deal with our current situation. And so, yeah, I just think I should say that very pointedly and very clearly. White supremacy is not the greatest problem that we have facing our country. A lack of God is, and a lack of Jesus. And that's not a very popular thing to say, but it is the reality. So perhaps we should just focus upon that a little bit. And if you don't believe in God, well, I'll be praying for you. But you can always be kind, and you can respect that you live in a Christian nation and know that that does not mean you have to be a Christian, but that you recognize, the logic of how, this system of government and what it has spawned has actually led to great things and to the most freedom that anyone's ever experienced in the world. And I think we at some point have to really literally start being real. I'm not dismissing. Everybody knows I'm all on board for the police reform. I'm on board for dealing with racial issues. I welcome it. I love it. Want to do it. I'm all for getting rid of people. People getting rid of ignorance is what really helps. But what they're trying to use to fill that gap right now is not good. We need to have good, real relationships where people see each other as people, and we get the government out of everybody's way. And as we do that, we just need to be sober and honest. And I'm not going to keep going on about the God thing. I had to just say that because that's just something that needs to be said. And that's me from my heart as a Christian. You are free to not agree and think that is totally not even, you can be like, that dude's crazy. Well, I believe that a man died thousands of years ago, and that I went into the waters of baptism. And when I went into the water spiritually, I time traveled, and I was connected with the blood of Jesus Christ and his death, unified spiritually, and then was died in that moment, transcending time and space, and then pulled up back to life as I rose up out through the water. So I am either a man of great faith or I'm freaking clinically insane. So, say what you want to say. It's cool. Like, I like people being weird and thinking different and having different views. That's what we're going to be about in here. That is what a Christian nation is. A Christian nation is a nation of freedom, where your voice, I don't need to defend my God. I will talk about my God, but I don't need to defend him. He can defend himself. Like, we're good, but if we want to talk about what has come from our Christian values and letting people have free will and choice and individual responsibility, yeah, I'm willing to talk about how that has affected our lives and Western culture. And because there isn't a serious talk about giving away from it, and I just want to have an honest conversation about it before we abandon it, before we abandon what we have, before we give it up. Let's sit down and talk, family. That's all I'm saying. Let's talk, fam. Like, we're all Americans. We all want to make sure our families are taken care of. And, just let's turn the dang TVs off and start talking to each other. Join the networks. Find people, find groups, and start connecting with people. Not to post something and get likes. Have an interaction. Who's talking to you and responding? Who's having an interaction with you? Is it 2 people, 3 people? That's better than 50 people. And then now you talk. And what are you guys going to do now to move? How do we move this? How do we turn 3 into 6? How do we, of like-minded individuals or not like-minded individuals, who round out the conversation and help the group come up with a better, more versatile solution that might work? That's what happens in America. That's why debate. You argue. And you have fun doing it. And when you get beat, you go, yeah, you beat me with that point. All right, I'm going to come back with another one. I have to go back and research it. And we're going to argue some more. And then we're going to force our elected officials, not our leaders, because we don't have leaders. We're going to keep talking about this. I'm going to be redundant with this. We take these people and we make them start doing what we want. And we send people there that they don't. And I'm not talking about giving us more stuff and making us pay more taxes. Give us our tax money back. But that would have to be a debate. I might not win that argument. Boy, that would suck. But what if we all hash it out and everybody's like, we're just going to pay 40%. No. What if mathematically that works out like better for everyone? They're just like, I'm okay with a little bit of upper mediocrity. And, blah. Like, I think a lot of people, have differing views. So how do we hash that out? We got to talk. Can't be like, oh, you get your news from that place and you get your news. I don't watch the news. I get told by different people that I stop watching MSNBC and be like, I'll stop watching Fox News. Stop watching. I'm like, okay. I pull stuff off the wire and then research it. Like, I don't, what am I interested in? What are the facts? Where are the sources? What can I, if it's on Twitter, there's a person running around saying that Donald Trump, and he has said nothing. And literally, let me just say that first. He has said nothing. This person is running around right now saying that Donald Trump is expecting to be put back in office in August. That's insane. There's no way no way in a million years Donald Trump thinks he's going to be put back as president in August. He may have all kinds of opinions about what happened with him and what happened with the election. Those are, that's a different story. They're not going to, no, that ship sailed when the Supreme Court would not look at the evidence and review the case. It was over. Period. There was Hail Mary hope there on the 6th and a bunch of agitators that took advantage of a very interesting situation. But yeah, no, Donald Trump ain't coming back in. So turn the freaking news off, man. We got to turn these guys off. They're clowns on Twitter. And then Twitter's like, on MSNBC and on Fox and on whatever. It's all corporate news. These are the people that like build up musicians and actors and actresses who work and sweat and put their freaking heart into their art. And then they go, oh, this will sell good. We got all this dirt on this guy. Let's just ruin his life and just destroy him, or this girl, or this, because we're catty and we don't like her and she wouldn't give us an interview, so we're going to sink you. Or Barry Bonds, we're going to destroy you and blackball you and make sure that every owner in the whole entire country knows that if they take you on, they're going to be a pariah, and then the press is always going to be bad for them. And it's like, what? Like, how are you going to blackball Barry Bonds because he didn't want to sit there and have interviews with you guys and be nice and stroke your ego? He did camps. He was nice to kids. He was a hero to some kids. He's a hero to my son. My son loved him. It depressed him. The press are evil. They think they own us. I'll build you up and I'll drop you down. Turn them off, man. They don't matter. If you turn them off, the advertisers start to go, well, hold on. Like, okay, the news doesn't have it and the news didn't used to have to. That's another thing. And that's a whole nother podcast. I should be wrapping this up right about now. But yeah, they used to not have ratings. The media. They didn't have to, the news shows, when it was just the big three. Man, sorry about that. When it was just the big three, okay. When it was just the big three, you had the media where they were, they pretended at least to still be unbiased, and they did more, research, and they did have to like verify resources and verify sources and things like that. It's very, very interesting how it changed when they were suddenly, because they had to begin to compete with cable, because cable came in and was getting some of the money and the advertising and getting the eyeballs. So they, hey, start telling the news, you gotta start bringing it in, and the government let them do it. And it left the last bastion of public TV that was at least pretending to be like biased and at least had to have some type of integrity. And now it's just all drama and clicks and look at us and who can be the first and the fastest to get here and get it wrong and then not correct it later. Like, that is what we have now. Like, I could wait a week or two. I don't know about you, but I could wait a week or two to find out about most of the things I find out the second that they happen. I could wait. I really could. Especially the stuff that's far away. I could, like to know more of my local things. I started following a lot more of my local pages and areas on my social stuff just to get, closer to what's going on at home, because I think that's where we should be dealing with individually all of our issues. But yeah, just turn the media off. Turn the media off. They're just, God, I gotta let you guys go, man. I really do. I gotta say, you guys, I hope that when you're listening, that you'll come to civilcast.net, drop me your email. You'll come to anchor.fm, AB from CA, and drop me a 1-minute file and let me know what you're thinking and what you got going. Because it can't be a talk radio show if we don't have you guys talking too. I mean, I can talk. As you can see, I'll ramble on for a bit. And I didn't throw an outline together. So anybody that got this far, well, bless your heart. You must be an awesome person. If you got through this podcast, I apologize. I went round and round. I was like, I'm going to put some stuff together. But I think I'm going to do one more tomorrow. But I got a lot of housework going on. And got some equipment coming in that I'm kind of waiting to do this next set of stuff that I've got lined up. But I did want to throw that out there and just say a few words. And I hope you guys have a good
hello?
one. And it's freaking awesome, to be to be able to have you guys here, have you guys be a part of a network. Because if you're listening, you just now became a part of it. So now go to civilcast.net, drop me your email. If you see a link from wherever you came to on this, there may be a link to if it's in the future, which I imagine because nobody's really listening right now. Hit it up, come visit us at our network, and hit us up on Facebook, wherever we are, and join in. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining Civil Intercourse.